Hey there people of the interwebs, welcome to GameQuest, a new series where I will review games and talk about anything game related. Now, for our first episode, we're going to go back in the past, way back in the old days of the Sega versus Nintendo Flame War. Now, a lot of people know that I am a Nintendo fan, so you might be surprised that back in the day I was a Sega kid. My first two consoles were the Sega Master System and the Sega Mega Drive, also known as the Sega Genesis for you Americans. So, as a kid, I got one of these so-called collection cartridges. Basically, you got 3 games for the price of 1. Now, in a lot of cases, the games on these kind of cartridges would totally suck. In my case, I got 3 gems. The game we are going to talk about in this episode is Streets of Rage. Now picture this. You're in a dark and gritty city where crime rules supreme. A vicious gang of countless thugs come at you from every corner. No, this isn't Antwerp or Brussels. Relax. The only thing that stands between you and a certain death are your fists. Welcome to the Streets of Rage. Now, Streets of Rage, or Bare Knuckle Furious Iron Fist as it was called in Japan, was released for Mega Drive in 1991. But the 3-in-1 cartridge, which is this one, was released in 1993 and came with Mega Drives sold at that time. The game showcased what the Mega Drive was capable of at the time and was an answer to the arcade port of Final Fight, which Nintendo was using as a launch title for their Super Nintendo. Now, onto the game itself. So we start off with a Star Wars-ish intro screen telling us the basic story of the game. A city is ruled by a criminal organization and 3 young ex-cops have to save the day and beat the shit out of some thugs. Very simple, very unoriginal, but as long as we get to break stuff, we're happy campers. Now, before we can start this bashing fest, we have to pick our characters. You get to choose between 3 cops, Adam, Axel and Blaze. Adam is your general powerhouse, Blaze is agile, while Axel is the all-round fighter. Okay, let's get this show on the road. Now, before you guys get excited by all the big flashy neon lights, there are no prostitutes in this game. I repeat, there are no prostitutes in this game. Now, as you can see, I'm having a jolly time beating up these bastards. The controls aren't perfect, but they do the job. Punching and kicking is rather fluid, but jumping isn't all that. Now, in all honesty, Blaze jumps a lot better, So it kind of depends on the character you're picking. Oh look, some sort of juggling clown. Now, I have no problems with clowns. Well, except for that one that stands at the edge of my bed at night staring at me. But when they throw shit at you, that just ain't cool. Oh shit, the music stopped. Something bad's gonna happen. Oh look, it's teenage Freddy Krueger. Look at that hair. No wonder they put him on fire. Whoops, getting my ass kicked. I better call the cops. And by cops, I mean this badass with a bazooka. Yeah, it's a special move you can use every stage. Boom! By the way, did you guys notice that the doors in this level are fucking huge? It's like giants live here. Giant dickwads. Now, besides people, you can also break objects. Not just for fun, but for items. Yay for vandalism, and the rewards it reaps. Whether it's a health item, money, or a weapon to inflict even more pain with, it's always a treat. I can't wait what I'll find next. A pepper shaker. Okay. Time to spice up the brawler. Ever played frisbee with a knife? Now, as much fun as these weapons are, I found one big drawback to using them. When an enemy manages to hit you, you drop the weapon. Your first reaction is to counter with an attack. So instead of attacking back, your character will try to pick up the weapon, leaving you open to an ass kicking. But that aside, get yourself a baseball bat and go for a fucking home run. Fuck yeah, I'm untouchable, bitches. Who wants some? Who wants some? Well, fuck. Fuck. Holy shit. That are a lot of retards. Hey guys, you know what your problem is? Inbreeding! So you think I won't hit a woman? Wrong! So you think I won't hit a woman defenseless on the floor? Wrong again. Well, this is getting repetitive. Oh, twins, this might be fun. Not. Damn, these girls are tossing me around like a salad. Zing! Clever use of your environment right about now. As you can see, some of the stages have some interesting interactions with the environment, like this conveyor belt. But seriously, with all these conveyor belts and pressing machines scattered about, this factory must be a fucking death trap to work in. And now we're on an elevator, going up to the final boss. Why is this elevator so huge anyway? It was like the architect was like, hey, let's make a big ass elevator so people can fight on it. Why not? Seems legit. How? What? Well, that makes perfect sense. What is this cop? Bastard son of Judge Dredd and Robin Hood? You know, it doesn't really make sense why Mr. X has an elevator next to his building going all the way up to the final floor. It kind of defeats the point of having a high security headquarters. But that's just me. Ah, the final stage. Classy. What the fuck was that? As if fighting hordes of enemies wasn't enough. Now I have poltergeists here, throwing trolleys at me. Oh yeah, you also have to defeat all the bosses again. So now I showed you in a nutshell what the game has to offer. So, time for the verdict. I'm not gonna bash the game's storyline for being bland and unoriginal. It serves its purpose as a little backstory and overall goal to complete, and really that's all you need with this kind of games. In the end, it's just a really good side-scroll button smasher that makes you feel like you're back in that arcade, wasting your coins away and to just keep going and going. And this game delivers that feeling, so mission complete. The controls are fine, don't expect something groundbreaking with special moves and combos you can do. It's just punching and kicking the shit out of things. And that's all you need. The graphics are decent for its time, the levels are interesting, each one is different, yet they all feel like they're connected, like you're in an actual city. As you've seen, there's stuff to smash, objects to interact with. If I have to nitpick about one thing, it would be the lack of enemies. You have about 5 different types of enemies, not counting the bosses, of course. In the later half of the game, you'll run into stronger types of enemies, but those will just be recolored versions of the older enemies. To be fair, this is a gimmick used in a lot of games, especially nowadays, but to me it comes off as being lazy and half-assed. In the end, it's an amusing game. As a kid, I've spent hours playing this game. Sometimes I still pop it in and play it for an hour. The game spawned 2 sequels, where your never-ending battle with Mr. X and his criminal syndicate continues. Now that I think about it, Mr. X, that's really an original name for a villain, right? I mean, look at that guy, look at that smug bastard. It can be.
Dan moet ik hier mijn beste in Engels een beetje klappen.
This can be happening. Okay, it's time to wrap up this review. So I hope you guys enjoyed the vid and stay tuned for more.